It is said that anyone who finds the secret of God finds supreme power. This power gives a person the authority to influence their reality and shape life in dynamic and purposeful ways. Recognizing this power aligns closely with emerging theories in quantum physics, which explore the interconnectedness of consciousness and the material world. In the field of quantum physics, which delves into the fundamental aspects of our universe, there's a growing recognition of the mind's impact on reality and an emphasis on the role of the observer in terms of what is experienced as reality. This points to the mind and imagination as integral components in shaping our experiences and the world we perceive. Within you, until you are sufficiently evolved and unfolded, thought remains a spiritual power of tremendous potency. However, this is not the full scope of power we refer to. Through thought, you have the capability to raise yourself up and connect with the universe's powerhouse, or alternatively, to cut yourself off entirely from the divine inflow. Your thought is indeed your greatest weapon, for it allows you to either draw on the infinite or sever yourself in consciousness, though not in reality, from your divine source. It is through the divine spark within you, which is truly your real self, that you are connected with the infinite. Divine life and power are yours, provided you realize they belong to you. As long as you remain ignorant of your oneness with the divine source of all life, you are incapable of appropriating the power that is rightfully yours. Upon entering into this inner knowledge, however, you find yourself in possession of infinite power and unlimited resources. Thus, this power is God's, yet it is also yours, but it is not revealed to you until you are deemed fit to be entrusted with it. It is only when you realize your oneness with your divine source that you become filled with its power. Many teachers lament the fact that certain secrets are being spread widely today, secrets that in the past were closely guarded. They fear that unilluminated and unevolved individuals may use spiritual power destructively. However, this seems improbable to the writer. It's true that strong personalities, who have a great belief in their own power to achieve and succeed, can draw unconsciously on hidden powers, thus enabling themselves to rise high above their fellows. The potential misuse of spiritual power for base purposes is limited and not to be feared. Yet, there are those who misuse their powers. These are the black magicians who, despite potentially doing harm, are ultimately reduced to beggary and impotence. There are also those who dedicate all their spare time in search of this knowledge, reading every occult book available, yet they never find what they seek. Spiritual powers and influences keep their eyes from seeing until they are ready for the revelation. When you, in your quest for truth, have ceased striving selfishly for unworthy goals and have stopped using your will in opposition to the greater will of the whole, you are ready for the revelation of your oneness with the infinite. Yielding to the will of the whole might seem like an act of weakness to the unillumined, yet it is the gateway to a life of boundless power. You have never been separate from your divine source, and in reality, could never be. The perceived separation is mental, arising from blindness and unbelief. You, being spirit yourself, can never be separated from spirit, for you are an integral part of one complete whole. You live and move in God, with God dwelling in you. The majority of people, unaware of this intimate relationship or refusing to believe in it, feel separated from the inner life of God. Yet, this separation exists only in their beliefs and thoughts, not in reality. As soon as you recognize the truth of your relationship to the infinite, you transition from weakness to power, from death into life. One moment you may be in the desert, feeling weak, separate, and alone. The next, you realize you are nothing less than a son of God, endowed with all a son's privileges and powers. You comprehend in a flash your oneness with your divine source, understanding you can never be separated. You awaken to the reality that all the power of the infinite is at your disposal, that failure is impossible, and that you are marching onwards to victory. It will thus be seen how great is the power of your thought. While thought is not the power of the spirit, it is the power by which you either connect yourself up with the infinite power, opening yourself to the divine inflow, or cut yourself off and separate yourself from your spiritual source. Thus, in a sense, you are what you think. If you think you're separate from God and cut off from His power, then it is as though this were really the case, and you are just as impotent and miserable as though you actually existed apart from God. On the other hand, if you think and believe that you are one with the infinite, you find that it is gloriously true and that you are really a son of God. If you believe and think that you are a mere material being, then you live the limited life of a material being and are never able to rise above it. But if, on the contrary, you think and believe that you are a spiritual being, then you find that you possess all the powers of a spiritual being. Similarly, if you think that your work is difficult and that you are not equal to your tasks, you find that indeed your tasks are difficult and beyond your powers. Yet on the other hand, if you believe your work is easy or at any rate within your powers, you find that such is the case and that you can do your work with ease. The power within you is infinite, for by faith in it, you are directly coupled up with the spiritual power of the universe. The divine spark within you connects you to the sacred flame, thus making you potentially a god in the making. A change then must take place within you before you can enter into your divine inheritance. You must learn to think after the Spirit, as a spiritual being, instead of after the flesh. As a material creature, like the prodigal son, you must come to yourself and leave the husks and the swine in the far country, returning to your Father's house, where there is bread of life enough and to spare. In your life you have an infinite life, an infinite power, if you connect your spirit to the divine source. The observer effect in quantum mechanics suggests that observation can influence the properties of a quantum system, indicating a profound connection between consciousness and the physical world. This relationship implies that the human mind, through processes like observation and imagination, plays a significant role in how reality manifests at the quantum level. Quantum physics, with its focus on the behavior of subatomic particles, has been investigated for its relationship to the concept of God, particularly in how these tiny particles behave in ways that challenge our conventional understanding of reality. It shows us that the universe is more interconnected to our thoughts and observations than previously thought, pointing to imagination as an all-creative force. In other words, imagination and consciousness have a more direct influence on the physical world than traditional science has acknowledged. The notion that the universe is made up of probabilities and is influenced by the observer aligns with the concept that imagination, as a form of focused thought or consciousness, plays a major role in shaping our reality. These ideas offer a more integrated view of the universe, where mind, matter, and what is termed as spiritual or divine forces are closely linked. From Neville Goddard's 1969 lecture entitled Imagination, he states, "The secret of imagining is the secret of God. Anyone who finds it finds supreme power, supreme wisdom, supreme delight. Everyone should aspire after this secret and try to unravel it. For whatever you find about your own wonderful human imagination, you are finding about God, for your imagination and God are one and the same. You came into this world for a purpose, and when the purpose is fulfilled, you will detach yourself from it and return to the being that you were prior to your descent into this world. Man is all imagination, and God is man, and exists in us and we in him. The eternal body of man is the imagination, and that is God himself. Thanks for watching, and stay blessed.